Everybody always talks about, all they think about is wind. Our biggest problem in Florida is not wind. The defect of wind is what the result of the product of moisture. Nobody's talking about moisture, the failure. The most important part of a shingle is like things to breathe. We need to go back to thinking things need to breathe. If they don't, they're going to fail, and they do. And nobody's keying that out. I mean, our biggest problem of a failure,
go ahead.
Biggest problem we've seen in failure durations was a solid seal going across. They tried to blame it on nails. At the time, they had a solid seal across. When I came back, it did not breathe. What was happening, moisture gets underneath shingles. North, everywhere they do. Moisture gets between those shingles. It needs to breathe to dry. If it does not, we found in 2 years, it rusted those nails out. It was not the nails problems. It was, one shingle was rusting in the state of Florida, was mostly duration.
Really?
And they're trying to blame,
Let's talk
they're
about
trying to blame it on nails.
Let's talk about it.
And what happens those 2 years with the gases, rusty nails, it releases that seal. It never seals again, so now your water's getting in with rusty nails. That was the failure.
So,
Good thing about Atlas, which I've been using for 12 years, is you can go after 12 years, go up on a roof during a hot day, and it's still sticky. And you can lift that up, it's sticky. Usually you have to get cement to reseal it down. You don't do it, it reseals again. But when rain comes and that temperature changes, you can get that shingle up. It seeps, that's why I like it. And yet, even though it's double sealed, it's still breathing. At the time, they did have one chance where they had a machine messing up, where it did bring it across, and they fixed it. And they took care of the problem, where it was causing some nails to rust because of holding the moisture.
very interesting point. And over the years, when I was testing shingles, we did notice that some, like OC, have almost solid tar line on the back, and some have, like here, you can see Icos, it's not solid. So for breathe, do you guys agree with his point?
Yeah, look at your certainty. I mean, it's solider than all the.
Yeah, that's solid too.
Right, and they're having more blister problems than others, but a lot of blister problems due to reflecto, black peel and stick, or the cement it's black around, which they've switched a lot to bitumen. And 20 years ago, figured out with modified bitumen why it was blistering, because it had foil underneath the top surface that lasts.
The thing is, though, I don't think the moisture issue, in my opinion, is huge today because of the synthetic. The air will actually move between the plywood and the synthetic, where with the old tar paper it wouldn't move as much. The air, heat comes up through the plywood joint. The synthetic is not bound to the deck, so the air will move between it, and it resolves a lot of your moisture issue.
It's this layer here, it's not underneath, it's this right here that's getting the moisture.
Right.
Well, they rust out those nails. Now those nails, even with peel stick, once the nuts derail, it's gonna leak at peel stick.
I agree with you, and I think you got a point, especially on a low slope roof, because what happens on a low slope roof, I'm double laminated there, and I'm double laminated here. So I always create a pocket right there on a low slope roof. So the water's gonna travel right there in the nail line when it gets in that butt joint across. But on a steep pitch roof, it won't do that.
I love this conversation.
On steep, yeah.
But on a low pitch,
you got more left of chance.
that water's going to travel right there. As soon as it comes off that butt joint, because I'm double laminated there, and I'm double laminated here. So I have a gap right there, and that water's going to travel right there.
75% of roofs are low pitching for.
But I will tell you, since we've been using the synthetic,
we all use
pull
synthetic.
up shingles, and the moisture is not near what it used to be with old tar paper, because the air can move underneath the plywood. You know, on top of the plywood in the synthetic, the air can come up through the plywood joints and move, where it never used to be able to do that.
The liability is so big now that I had one guy trained to go out and redo repairs. And so I'm out checking roofs 2 to 3.
Right.
For the last 4 years of my life looking at it. And